Families were ripped apart and hearts broken, all in the name of segregation. Forced removals formed an integral part of the apartheid regime's pattern of oppression. District 6 is a former inner-city residential area in Cape Town, South Africa. Over 60,000 of inhabitants were forcefully removed during the 1970s by the apartheid regime. This documentary aims to speak on the life and times of the displaced.
I was born in District 6, 86 Aspling Street. I was not born at the South Peninsula maternity home, so I was like at home, housebound. I remember we left District 6 in 74, we had to move to Lavendale. It was sad. I just spoke recently and I said I remembered how we got on the truck and I wanted to be with my cousins because we were all close, and I moved with them when they first moved, and then when the next lot cousins moved, I moved again with them, and every time I came back until we were the one last family to move out of District 6. Moving into Lavendale, there was no infrastructure, there were no roads, it was just white sand, there was no lavender, although they called it Lavender Hill. And the name Lavendale is derived from the lavender hill that used to exist in District 6. There were two hills, one was Summer Hill and one was this Lavender Hill. So in Lavendale we got to know about the gangs, the mafias and the mongrels and the scorpions. And then at night time you would hear them swishing their sharp objects on the grounds and went to stay in house. So we heard a lot of terrible stories about how they gang fight in the area and how some women would get raped in front of their husbands and children. But for the most part, my childhood was sad in Lavendale because we just moved in and then my father passed away and then my mother was already separated since in District 6.
Ik is geboren in District 6 in Kaapstad en ik heb school gegaan bij School of Industry in Rolandstraat. Daar heb ik school gegaan. En van daar af ben ik bij mijn oma gebleven. Mijn ma had missing geraakt en net voor ons gelost, ons was 4. Ik was de enigste meisjekind. En zo toen ik groot geworden, mijn oma was baie oud. Toen sterf mijn pa. En toen kwam ik welfeest hier in de Kapen. Toen kwam hulle voor, toen zei hulle, ik kan niet blijven bij mijn oma niet. Want mijn oma is te oud, mijn oma kan niet meer achter ons kijken. En toen heel mijn oma, toen zei mijn oma, nee, ik ga niet meer klinken en schrijven jullie niet. En mijn oma had gestruggeld en geskel met hulle en die. En toen zei hulle bij ons, en toen zei hulle ons, die stoute wakker gaat ons naar de hoofd in. En van die hoofd af heeft die stoute wakker gemaakt, dat ik home toe gaat en mijn andere 3 broers. Toch niemand voor ons kon niet aan toe. Maar voor die, toen ik in District 6 gebleven en kinderbarristraat, nummer 2 kinderstraat toen gebleven. En toen mijn oma heeft ons laat wastrap, daar was muziek, hoe kan ik zeggen, wasmachine die. Mijn oma heeft ons laat trap in de patten, een trap ons nou die kleren en goede en dat ons klaar getrappen. Dan moet ons gaan was. Net zo koud, maar ons was ons nog met oma voor ons en dan en daarvoor was mijn oma hartzeer om voor ons, zij wil niet voor ons afgegeven met alle jaren achter ons gekeken. En toen hij klaar is, toen zei mijn oma voor hulle, mijn oma gaat niet voor ons, laat gaan niet, maar toen kon hij wel veel, was strengheid, toen kwam hulle half voor met het GGT-kaart. Wat hulle van mij en mijn 3 broers, die hulle voor ons moest naar die hoofd toe, al hier in de Kaapse hoofd. En daar had ons die al veel gepraat met die magistraat en die en gezegd, mijn oma is te oud en mijn oma kan niet voorstellen. Maar mijn oma had gecommuniceerd, als ze gekomen tot bij die hoofd. En het gereen die dag, en mijn oma had gereen, mijn oma wil hier voor ons laten gaan niet.
Life in District 6 was very, very pleasant. To say it in a word boxed up if you want to, it was cosmopolitan. Everybody was everybody's friend or everybody's sister or brother. This is where I have made a friend that I've had now for over 50 years and still is the only friend I have. Trafalgar Bar is the place where we had our place. We could play there for the whole day in Trafalgar Bar. That was our joy. If we wanted to go to a beach, we had to go to Woodstock Beach, which is now the container basin. Many things that happened to us is that we had the joy of going just about anywhere we want to. Nobody would harm us. When we wanted to get pine kernel, we walk up to the Val Drive, climb the pine trees. If there are no pine cones lying on the ground, we will climb those trees and then go fetch them, as small as we were. And then we would come down and have our joy, making a fire and gorging on these things.
People in the news, New Millennium doesn't know that in Cape Town, but all over, people migrated to South Africa. They come to Cape Town too. That was before the apartheid, and they married colored ladies. Some have colored girlfriends, but when apartheid came in 1948, they separated families. Either if you got a color, you're a Xhosa or whatever nation you are, you have to go to your where they put the people in the streets were living together as one, and now they separated the people. They send the people to Langa, Nyanga, Gule too. And even if you haven't got a job, you must go to your homeland, to the homelands. And like my father, when his father died, his mother was still living, and she went back to Rhodesia, and he went back because his mother was sick. And it's only later years that we find out that the truth why he went away and what apartheid did. They separated the families. Until today, there's still people, there was African people living with the colours. They didn't want to go away. Then they changed their surname to a coloured surname. They qualified and called women, things like that. They changed their surnames so that they couldn't go away. When we heard we can come back, it was like a magic. But when we left, we cried. I sat on the station with my bag to move because they sent us just anywhere. They didn't ask us where do you want to live, and we had to go where that government just sent us. But coming back, I didn't know I was going to get the place so quickly. We waited for long years, but I didn't know that I was going to sit in District 6 again. They said, put me in a place where they chose to put me, because we are mostly amongst Muslims now. Now it's as if I want to say things that's on my heart. It's if the Muslims are taking over, because we had open ears, we had churches here, but you must look where you can find the church, because even the church, we had open ears, we can't have it anymore. The government that serves us now doesn't want it. Thank the Lord. I'm happy to come back. It wasn't easy to come back. I cried when we left. I'm happy to come back just to be a blessing to my neighbor, whether they're Muslims or whether they're Africans.
Various platforms have been set in memory of District 6. The mural in Caledon Street, The Homecoming Centre and the District 6 Museum are only some of the resources to reminisce about the good old days.
Mural on my left-hand side is part of the we are wanting to preserve and also honor the memory of the vibrant, diverse community that has once lived in District 6. Ex-District 6 residents and also ex-Peninsula Maternity Hospital staff came together. Aisha Price, she spearheaded with a group of artists the whole project. We started last September and here we are today doing the touching up of the mural. If I could just take you through the mural, it will tell you about the mural, actually tells you about events in District 6, about the people in District 6 and also about the places.
Talking about the forced removals still saddens former residents today. District 6 still remains in the